Hello and welcome to episode 1 of Becoming Self-Sufficient. Today we'll be making raised garden beds to put in some herbs, to put in some cruciferous vegetables and some leafy greens for our salads and everything we like to eat with our dinner. So stay tuned and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so I've arrived at the hardware store Bunnings. That's where I am picking up all of the supplies for our raised garden beds today. I am going to take the camera in, but I'm a little unsure if they'll allow me to film. We are on lockdown at the moment, so I have my mask right here ready to go before I go inside. But we'll just see what happens. Hope you enjoy. Okay, I got my mask on in here, guys. No one said anything to me yet about filming, but it is dead. There is literally nobody around, so I'm just going to grab some of this premium veggie patch potting mix and keep going. You can trust me when I say that is heavy. Alright, now we just need to find some compost, some manure to mix in with that for the garden beds when we get back, and then we'll pick up a few other little things. So I found the compost, it's right here. I'm gonna load some of that up. All I can say is I hope my car can take this weight. It's only a small car. There's a lot of great produce here, guys, that I'm just going to choose from. I'm just going to get some things that I think are going to grow really well in the raised garden beds out in the sun. Things that'll grow fast, that are easy to eat, easy to grow, and taste fantastic. And it looks like I've got a great choice here behind me. So right now I feel like I am in absolute heaven. I'm so excited. This place is just absolutely massive. Like, this is one aisle and then it stretches all the way down here we're in. It's absolutely huge, guys, and I am loving it with all of these garden supplies and I can't wait to get going. I'm so excited. So I'm just heading to the seed section because I'm going to grab some seeds. I don't want to just grab seedlings, I also want to sprout them. So I've got to learn how to do that as well. And then I've got to learn how to harvest the seeds once they get to the end of the season. So going to get some seeds, going to get them prepared and ready. like it's time to go home. My biggest concern now is this all going to fit in my boot, because it is already absolutely filthy and chock is full of crap. So here we go. Poor little car. Alright, that is over. Shopping done at Bunnings. I grabbed all of the stuff that I need to build these raised garden beds. I'm not looking forward to getting home and having to unload all that stuff again and then still build the beds. So I'll be grabbing the girls and getting their help, that's for sure. But having a good morning and enjoying doing what I'm doing. Becoming self-sufficient. Alright, I'm home now and I've got myself some little helpers. They're going to help me make this raised garden bed, which is going to make it a whole lot more fun. Now you can see behind me that most of this particular yard is covered in grass. And rather than digging up the grass and pulling all the roots away to make these garden beds, what I'm actually going to do is lay down a piece of cardboard, which will, over time, it'll deteriorate and rot away, but it won't happen so fast that the grass doesn't die underneath and grows up through the garden bed. So it's just a little hack, I guess you could say, for when you're planting a raised garden bed on top of grass. So what we'll do now is we'll have a quick look at what it was I got from the store. This particular bed that I'm creating is going to be predominantly a herb bed, but then we've got some cruciferous vegetables to go into it as well, and some leafy greens, all the good stuff. So to start off, we got some kale. So this is Tuscan kale. It's not like the kale that I've got growing in my other bed around the corner over there. It's nice and tasty. It's very good for you. Gives you lots of iron. Keeps you nice and healthy. Oh, thanks, baby. We've got some mint. So there's a herb for you. What else have we got? We've got some rosemary. So again, another herb. One of my favorite Asian greens. We've got some pak choi.
Oh, and there's some more catch.
Oh, got some more pak choi as well there. Alright, now guys, this here is actually nasturtium. Now nasturtium is the plant that produces those edible flowers. So they make your salads look very decorative and lovely and nice. This little mini one here, we've got some thyme, some lemon thyme.
Must take.
This is, depending on where you are in the world, either oregano or oregano. So lots of herbs. My favorite. Some little chili plants. And this chili plant here, this is the scary one. This is the Carolina Reaper. It is a very, very hot chili, not for the faint of heart, that's for sure.
Last one.
And this last one here, similar to the dwarf oregano or oregano, we've got some normal oregano there as well. So predominantly, as I said, it's going to be a herb-based garden bed, but there are a few other little things that we're going to stick in there to make it just that little bit more extra tasty, just for what the other garden doesn't supply, this one can start to supply. Alright guys, so we're going to get into it. We're going to build this bed. Lucky for me, I've got two little mini helpers, which means I can do less work and they can do all the work, although I kind of get the feeling it won't be that way.
Because it won't. It's good. So we just saw centipede. So what just happened then, guys? We found the centipede when we were doing the bricks. And it was really poisonous, and you would cry if you get infected by it.
Guys, it's a really simple sort of design. There's nothing overly complicated about it. Literally a couple of bricks stacked on top of some cardboard. So really straightforward. I'll just show it to you before we start filling it with any sort of soil or any sort of fertilizers as well, just so you get a top-down view. so I probably could have made this garden bed a little bit wider and a little bit longer because we didn't fit everything into it. But I've got some big pots lying around, some black plastic pots which will help keep the soil nice and warm, which encourages plant growth more rapidly. So I think that's another great experiment that we can run right now. Is obviously I've got a veggie patch around the corner that is planted in the ground. I now have a veggie patch that is a raised garden bed, and I'm also going to transfer these other veggies in the pots. So it'll be a great little experiment to find out what helps the plants grow the fastest. Is it the pots? Is it the raised garden bed? Or is it actually in the soil, like a traditional veggie patch? All right, guys, so we're going to grab some pots and we'll fill up these pots with some chilies and some kale.
But why?
For us to eat.
Daddy?
Yeah, later today. The lamb just bit me.
Bit me?
Yeah, little lamb.
A lamb? We have finished our herbs bed. It was really easy to make, and after a month we will have lots of herbs to eat.
Okay, so garden bed is done. As you can tell, it is super easy to make. Literally a cardboard box, some bricks and some potting mix. That's all it takes to make a little raised garden bed out in your backyard. It is super easy, and I encourage all of you to jump on board and to start growing some of your own herbs and some of your own vegetables and start eating a little bit more organically. So what I wanted to do was follow on a little bit from that and talk about why I am doing this. Why am I working towards becoming self-sufficient? The answer is pretty simple. It's for my family. I want to be able to always provide for them. I want to ensure that no matter what state the world gets into or whatever happens with my job, with my wife's job, my family's always going to be provided for. And there are a lot of things that are a little bit concerning in the world right now, especially the current pandemic. You see people getting stood down from work. You see people not being able to go to supermarkets without having to scan in and tell the government where you're going all the time. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't think that everybody is out to get us and to screw us, and even if they are, good for them. I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about me and my family. But I can already see things changing in the world that get me a little bit concerned, and I need to make sure that I can be the man I promised my wife I would be.
on our wedding day. I need to be the father that my beautiful children deserve. And part of that is becoming self-sufficient, living off the grid. What would you do tomorrow if they turned off the water? What would you do if they turned off the electricity? What would you do if the grocery shops closed? Are you able to take care of your family for longer than a week? Once that food in the pantry runs out, how are you going to feed your family if that infrastructure isn't available to you? And that's what this is about. It's about getting away from being reliant on society, being reliant on that infrastructure that's been set up and kind of in a way controls your life, tells you where to go, where to shop, what to eat, when and how. It takes away our freedoms, and I don't like that. I'm realizing the more and more I talk about this, I'm gonna sound like one of those crazy people, but I'm not. I'm not one of those crazy people. I'm just a husband. I'm just a father who cares about his wife and cares about his children and wants to ensure their future.